What if I told you the next global food crisis might not come from drought, war, or inflation, but from a grain exchange? One backed by BRICS, one that aims to challenge the dollar-dominated system, and one that just got a major green light in Kazan. This is Phenomics, and today we uncover the BRICS grain exchange, its ambitions, its fractures, and the power struggle baked into your daily bread. This could rewrite global trade or trigger a hunger crisis.
They don't need tanks to start a war anymore. In 2025, BRICS made their move. While the West played checkers, this isn't about money, it's about meals. They've been preparing while we counted stocks, not stalks. A storm is coming, and the plates are already shifting. The Hunger Games begin soon.
This isn't just about grain, it's about power and control. Let's explore the BRICS grain exchange and the move that could reshape global trade. It all began in March 2024. BRICS plus ministers gathered in Kazan, Russia. The result? The Kazan Declaration, a bold endorsement of a unified BRICS grain exchange. Together, BRICS plus nations grow over 40% of the world's grain, and they're ready to set the rules. The goals were ambitious: promote food security, push back against Western sanctions, and reduce reliance on the US dollar in agricultural trade. On paper, it's the OPEC of wheat. But can it really work? Let's break it down. BRICS plus nations collectively produce over 40% of the world's grain. Russia dominates wheat. Brazil is a soybean powerhouse. India and China lead in rice. South Africa and Egypt bring crucial shipping routes to the table. If oil has OPEC, why not grain? Grains aren't oil. OPEC works because oil is uniform, state-controlled, and less weather-dependent. Grains? They're fragmented, grown by millions of private farmers, at the mercy of droughts, pests, and floods. And unity? Already cracking. India restricts rice exports. Brazil and Argentina compete for China's soybean demand. China and India? Rivals in rice. Coordination like OPEC? Highly unlikely. Another ambition of the BRICS grain exchange is de-dollarization. The Kazan Declaration hinted at using local currencies, like the yuan or rupee. But nothing's clear. Which currency takes the lead? Who guarantees payments? What if currencies fluctuate wildly? If Egypt buys wheat in yuan and the yuan spikes, who takes the hit? Beyond economics, there's trust. The 2024 UNCTAD Food Security Outlook and EU trade briefs raise a red flag. Russia has a track record of using wheat as a weapon. Remember the Black Sea Grain Initiative? When Russia suspended it in 2023, food prices soared across Africa. So is this exchange about food sovereignty, or just a new geopolitical lever? Some nations may benefit. African and Middle Eastern countries could gain cheaper grain, but there's a risk, swapping one dependency for another, from the dollar to the yuan. We've seen this before with infrastructure. Now, it could happen with food. Meanwhile, European farmers, especially in France and Romania, are worried. A BRICS grain glut could crash prices, triggering EU subsidies. And the US? It won't sit still. Expect a comeback of Cold War-style grain subsidies or secondary sanctions. Buy sanctioned grain and lose access to Western credit. But none of this matters if nature doesn't cooperate. Climate is the wild card. Russia, Brazil, and India, BRICS agricultural heavyweights, are among the most climate-vulnerable regions on Earth. One bad harvest could crash the exchange's credibility, because food power isn't just about trade deals. It's about rain, heat, and hope. So, is the BRICS grain exchange a revolution in global trade, or just geopolitical theater on a plate? OPEC changed energy forever. Will BRICS do the same for food? Let us know what you think in the comments. And if you found this valuable, like, share, and subscribe right here on Phenomics. Because at Phenomics, we don't just follow money, we decode power.